going to talk about how we can all increase our motivation, productivity and profitability by recognising and playing to our natural strengths. Will you please welcome Sylvia Baldock?
Would it surprise you to know that over 80% of British workers are not playing to their strengths at work? Imagine the impact that has on their motivation, their engagement, their productivity, and ultimately their profitability. They're only scratching the surface of their potential, if at all. And I firmly believe that each one of us, no matter how successful we are only scratching the surface of our true potential. So my talk today is about recognising and playing to your natural strengths to unlock more of your true potential. I use that word recognise carefully. It comes from the Latin word recognoscere. It means to know again. And when I'm working with clients and teams, I pull out what is unique about them. I help them to get to know themselves all over again. Now that might sound strange to you. You might be thinking, I've been in my body for 20 years, 30 years, 40 years. A lot of you actually look as if you've been in your body a lot longer than that, but I won't point you out. Name and shame. But you know, by the time we reach adulthood, we have heard no less than an average of 250,000 negative messages about ourselves. And these are from our peers. They're from the people that are meant to care for us, our parents, our teachers, our best friends. They're the ones that are telling us we're not good enough. Who do we think we are? We're brought up to conform. We're brought up not to put our head above the parapet, to be one of the crowd. And actually, that's one of our basic needs, isn't it? It's to belong. But how can we stand out if we don't know what's special and unique about us? My epiphany on this came 3 years ago when I discovered Talent Dynamics, which is a really powerful profiling tool and business development pathway. Kind of just a show of hands if you've come across Talent Dynamics before. Quite a lot of you. It's a 10-minute online test which gives you an 18-page report highlighting your natural strengths, your challenges, your ideal roles in teams, things that you shouldn't be doing. And for me, it was uncannily accurate. As I read that report, I could feel the hairs on the back of my neck stand up. Actually, I hate to admit I've got hairs on the back of my neck, but hey. But it was so accurate. And what it did was it reinforced what I already knew I was good at. But it totally showed me where I should be spending my time and energy to be more effective. And Talent Dynamics talks about being in flow. Can I have a show of hands if that's a concept that you understand, being in flow? Fantastic. So being in flow is when you are totally aligned with what you're doing. You're doing what comes naturally. It's not like pushing water uphill. It's like a flowing river. It comes easily, you feel energized by what you're doing, and you constantly deliver really high quality. You become trusted in that area. And time just flies. You're absolutely absorbed by what you're doing. When you're in flow, you positively glow with this sense of purpose. And you exude a magnetic energy, which is irresistible. It draws people to you. So I want to talk to you now about how you can be more in flow. And I've given you all a handout. On the front of that handout is the Talent Dynamics square. If I could ask you just to have a look at that right now. One I prepared earlier, but I've given you one because I realised at the back of the room you might not be able to see it. So our profile is made up of 4 main energies. And the 4 main energies, first of all, is dynamo. And dynamo is visionary, big picture, brainstorming, strategy, innovation. People with high dynamo energy have a brain like a computer belt, a conveyor belt. One idea comes off the front and there's 3 or 4 stacking up at the back. I can see some of you nodding. Go to bed at night and the brain goes, hey, what about this? What about that? And you have to brain dump what's coming into your head. We're a nation of creators, and actually 60% of people in Britain will fall into that creator profile, which is bang in the middle of this dynamo energy. Come down to the bottom of this square where it's tempo energy, and bang in the middle of that is the trader profile. In Singapore, where we do this profiling, over 60% fall into the trader profile. Now, traders are really good at buying and selling, getting the right price. They're great at getting things done on time. They love to be in the thick of activity. They need connection to a team. They're great at building customer relations. Then over on the left of the square, we have this steel energy, which is all the analytical stuff. It's the data, the research, the facts, the figures, the P&L, the cash flow analysis. If you're dealing with somebody with high steel energy, don't just turn up with a great idea. You've got to have the basis, the proof, the facts, the case studies with you. And then finally, on the right, we have blaze energy. There's masses of blaze energy in this room. This is the people energy. These people love to network. They love to do marketing and sales. They love to lead teams. They're inspiring, motivating, engaging. Great fun. And your profile will be made up of a combination of those four energies. Depending on the percentage of each energy, you will fall into one of these 8 profiles around the square. I hasten to add, this is not about pigeonholing you into a box. It's not about labeling you. It's about giving you a framework to plan how you can focus your time and energy in your area of expertise where you will be more in flow. So I have some questions on my handout for you. First of all, what are the things that get you into flow? What are the tasks that you leap out of bed in the morning, you think, yay, I'm doing that today? They excite you, they energize you. Write down a couple of things that get you into flow. When you've done that, what are the things that take you out of flow, that drain your energy? You may be perfectly capable of doing them, but they don't excite you, they don't inspire you. They may be on the bottom of your to-do list, go on to tomorrow's to-do list, next week's, next month. For me, it's things like VAT returns, admin, invoicing. And I've found that the more I outsource that to my PA, the more she's in flow, because she's down here, an accumulator, steel energy. She loves that sort of stuff. She loves nothing better than to do a bank rec. Each to his own. And as she's more in flow, so I am more in flow. And that's a key thing. If your team are not in flow, it's very difficult for you to be in flow. So now, honestly, how much of your time do you think you spend fully in flow? Doing the things that you love, that you're born to do. Because it's so easy as business owners to think we have to do our own marketing, our own PR, our own admin, our own bookkeeping. And suddenly we find we're spending a fraction of our time doing what we were born to do. So how much of your time do you actually spend doing the work you love, that you consistently deliver to a high standard? And finally, what could you delegate? What could you pass to somebody else to free up your time so you can be in flow? Doing what you love. Beyond where you are now lies an infinite potential that would absolutely astound you. And I want to finish with the magic words of Marianne Williamson. She says, we ask ourselves, who am I to be gorgeous, talented, brilliant, fabulous? Actually, who are you not to be? Your playing small doesn't serve the world. There's nothing enlightened about shrinking so other people won't feel insecure around you. You were born to shine. And as you let your light shine, you unconsciously give other people permission to do the same. As you're liberated from your fear, your presence liberates others. Thank you.